OK, your question. In a poll to find the best thing about the 80s, the Rubik's Cube came second. What came top?
Top of the Pops.
Dancing, Top of the Pops, Dallas.
Seeing Boy George on Top of the Pops and thinking, oh, there's a career I could nick.
One of the best things about the 80s is we didn't have all those let's bring back shows from the 80s shows. Shows. They go, let's get them all back together again. They were just on. Best thing about the 80s?
It was Karen Powell.
Karen Powell?
Yeah.
Who was she?
It's the girl I got off with. She let me do everything.
Jimmy?
Yes.
Can you give us a clue?
I can give you a bit of a clue. Yeah, it was a televisual event for most people.
Oh! Live Aid! Live Aid!
I'm going to claim for that. I'm going to look a right dick on the claim form, aren't I? How did the injury happen? I just got hit by someone being a bit overly camp. You just like that skin because it's like the ball bag skin, don't you?
Pope, the cheeky, interfering Pope, he's coming over to Britain and he's criticised the Equality Bill. He said it's an infringement of religious freedom. Basically, he's saying he doesn't like the extension of gay rights and equality for women. That's what he said. He's interfering. I don't think anyone should take any notice of him. You know, those are the laws in this country. I go to America. I don't like the death penalty, you know, but I still go there. I don't expect to change it. You know, I think the Pope should just shut
No, the Pope doesn't approve of homosexuality unless it's between a consenting adult and a choir boy. Then it's all right.
No eating in my house.
You can't work the buttons, can you?
I basically...
You just press everything.
You know
There's lights coming on.
How do you know that?
Shutters in the garage go...
And so I've got no heating in my house. So my kids are sleeping. We're all sleeping in the same bed, and I've put the kids in tights. And they wear tights, right? And one of them's only little.
OK, good.
Listen to that, listen to Claudia. That is as irrelevant as most of the news coverage. If you watch the news, the coverage of the news is just ridiculous. People go, and we're going live to a gritting depot in Cheshire. And there's a woman standing there going, yes, I'm outside the Cheshire gritting depot, and there's a lot of grit moving out. They're doing it all night, getting the grit on the road, so... back over to you in the studio.
Did you know, for example, people in Sheffield have the most fillings and missing teeth in Britain? Finally, something to go on that Welcome to Sheffield poster. 34% of the under-30s don't know how to wire a plug. It's easy. Dad, how'd you wire a plug? 7% of men say they've taken credit for work they didn't do, and that's according to a poll I conducted myself earlier today. And 60% of teenagers say they only go to church for weddings and christenings and claim they don't know nothing about no lead on no roof.
Underwear bomber. The near miss.
Well,
because this man had a bomb in his underwear and he started smoking out of his bottom in the aeroplane, and they grabbed him and they dragged him off to first class, which is the way to get an upgrade.
That's nice.
He set light to his pants, didn't he? His trousers. And it took a while. It was a guy 3 rows back. The other people sitting next to him just going, oh, he set light to his trousers. I was watching Mamma Mia, don't blame him. I did that the first time I saw it. I was, oh, Christ, I'll just do something. Stop it.
I think I'd be a lot more sympathetic to MPs if they claim for things like problem hair shampoo.
You're really stupid.
Yeah.
No, but I tell you who's going to suffer the worst, the Oompa Loompas. They haven't got transferable skills.
That's it.
I've heard that Cadbury's have got their own town. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Apparently White Lightning Cider have got their own town. No houses, just a river of piss.
I think White Lightning's town is Glasgow.
Got my own thought. I use these little sachets of salt. What I do is, What I do is I sprinkle a bit like that. Right, then I get another one out. Lenny Henry started getting hate mail, not because of his name is Henry, because he's married to Dawn French.
I can tell you it's not in our top 5, but last year there was uproar when France knocked Ireland out of the World Cup qualifiers thanks to a blatant handball by Thierry Henry. After Ireland were denied the chance to play in South Africa, questions were asked in the Irish Parliament, the best answer to which was the bottom bit of Africa. All joking apart, handball is actually quite a serious thing. I remember our games teacher was forced to leave the school.
The only reason I think we should question whether he should play for England at all is that he has had sex with so many women, and apparently, something I read, he had sex with somebody on crutches in a toilet.
Yeah.
If he'll have sex with anyone, and what I'm concerned about in terms of his football career is he'll be running down towards goal and maybe the wind will blow and a linesman will show a little bit too much leg and Terry will be on him like a tiger, covering him full of his evil seed.
Sean, you're a Chelsea fan. What? Yeah. Does it annoy you?
I can't really comment on it because, as they say, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, you know? What? I mean, the reason I mean, it's not quite the same as John Terry, but I was round a friend of mine's house and he had to go to pick something up from the post office, you know, like you do with those cards, and while he was out, I had a bite of his toast.
The tabloids have reported that John Terry cheated on his wife with a teammate's girlfriend. Vanessa Parancel fell for Terry when she first saw his tackle, and she loved it when he got it in the box. She was amazed by his ball control, especially when she saw him dribble around the goal mouth. And then shoot and score. She was incredibly impressed that he could shoot not once, not twice, but 3 times in 90 minutes, and she loved it when they changed ends at half-time. But what really impressed her was when he'd finished playing football, he took her home and fucked her. This is the news that MPs have been told to repay £1.1 million worth of expenses. With its upper and lower houses, archaic terminology and ancient rules, it can be difficult to understand how Parliament actually works. But if you imagine a pig another pig while stealing everything it can get its piggy little hands on and stuffing its piggy pig face with stolen pig food, it all becomes a little bit clearer. OK, here is your related question. Do the majority of our studio audience believe in extraterrestrials?
What's your definition of an extraterrestrial?
Well, terrestrial is like BBC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extraterrestrials like Men and Motors, UK Living. Have I misunderstood this question?
Aliens, basically aliens.
What I don't understand about aliens is they travel millions of light years. They never come and meet the president or anything, do they? It's like, oh no, I'm going to hang out with some rednecks and have sex with them in the night.
Maybe they're more like you than you think.
Looking at this picture, why don't you get fat aliens? I mean, they can eat anything they want, can't they? They're aliens.
Jabba the Hutt, he was fat.
Yeah.
He wasn't an alien.
He was?
He wasn't.
What was he?
He wasn't real.
So you mean real
Some
aliens?
real ones, like this one
real
here.
ones.
Apparently, since that tape, the terror alert in London has gone from moderate to severe. That's where it's moved up to. Of course, really, you've got to worry when it goes from severe to bang. That's when it's bad.
Well, I can tell you it's not in the top 5, but Osama bin Laden has been number 1 on the FBI's most wanted list for 7 years. Number 2 is Umbrella by Rihanna. Here's your question. 7% of British men think what is important for a happy marriage?
Heterosexuality.
Well, let's see, shall we, David? Let's see how it works out. Most common reason to wake up in the night.
I know what wakes me up in the night. Those rumble strips on motorways.
Waking up thinking you need a really giant piss, but then discovering when you get to the toilet you only need a thimbleful. And then catching sight of your bloated middle-aged carcass in the mirror of the bathroom and thinking, what happened to that young lad, that Shropshire boy, so full of hope?
Oh, it's not full of hope, sorry. Needing the toilet is the right answer. Yes, the most common reason to wake up in the night is needing the toilet. I hate creeping around in the dark trying to find the way to the loo. It's bad enough in your own home, but when you're trying not to wake up a family of strangers, it can be very stressful.
He scanned. When he headbutted, he went, boop.
He had to steady itself, and then there was an awkward pause before it went, unexpected item.
Is it a good old-fashioned illegal cockfight?
Being paid.
It's when you don't pay for something.
You get something for free.
It's the right answer. Yes, the top thing that makes British people joyful is getting something for free.
Release it back into the world.
There's a genre of sneeze porn, which is people who tug it while seeing ladies in the process of sneezing.
No.
Yeah.
People who obviously look forward to spring because of the pollen in the air.
Do you know what I use?
What do you use?
I use that footage of the Hindenburg disaster.
I hate the whole thing, celebrity culture, the whole heat thing. If I wanted racism, ignorance, and people wanking off a pig, I'd have stayed at home with my parents.
Call of Duty. And I'm terrible at it. I'm like, I wish I was good at it, but it's such a demoralising experience for me. You know, they're all going around shooting and winning, and I suddenly trip over and stab myself with the bayonet. I'm like, how's that even possible in the game?
I've no problem with people playing computer games. Just people who think it's like a grown-up and a sophisticated thing to do. It's just a much more expensive version of Hungry Hungry Hippos.
But the problem with this is that it's because you've got this online gaming with the Xbox and stuff. You've got kids going out but staying in. So they're with all the mates, but none of them are going anywhere. They're all at home, and we wonder why they're all little fat bastards. They haven't moved. They never meet each other.
No. Which continent is Italy in?
Europe, right? Look stupid, don't I? Watch it with the pipe, right? Ready? Ask me again.
Which continent is Italy in?
Europe.
That's a good point, yeah.
How miserable do you need to get to when somebody's laughter is hurting your ears?
You shouldn't have been using it in the quiet carriage. Not even
I
on
had
it. Not even
earphones
on it.
in.
It doesn't matter when you've got headphones in. You can still hear it.
No, you can't.
Of course you can.
No,
Have you
you
never
can't.
heard somebody on the train with headphones in? You can still hear what they're doing.
That's R&B, not bloody Jewish humour.
It doesn't matter what it is. R&B isn't louder than Curb Your Enthusiasm if the volume level's on the same thing.
Yeah, he's right. Imagine if you were watching 8 out of 10 Cats and you just heard me going, is it noise? Is it noise?
No, in a quiet carriage, people take it, even just having a little chat sometimes, people come over and give it the old shiggle. I just think it's the wrong way round.
Quite rightly. What do you mean it should be the other way round? You think somebody should come up to you and go, shh, and then you talk?
No, I think...
What are you saying?
I think somebody talking quietly on the phone, like, yes, right, that is quieter than, like, four, like, Yorkshire girls on a hen party, like, we're going to London!
Listen, a Boeing 743 is probably quieter than a bloody 747. Doesn't mean you can stick one in the quiet carriage, you dick.
Loving the apps on the iPhone. My favourite is iFart at the moment. I know it's childish, but it's caused me a lot of laughs.
What does that do?
49p. It's great. It's great. It's
49p? You could have brought Sprouts.
Downloaded iFart. It's got all the different sounds, and they've given it, like, squelcher, squeezer, rabbit thingy, da-da-da, and they're all different fart sounds.
You're the real Carol Vorderman. Did we book the wrong... Because I wanted to book the clever one off the show with the numbers.
So
Who did we book? Who's she? Downloading. Sean, presumably you've never downloaded Lee.
Look at him! Look at this! Of course he's never downloaded. What do you expect him to have, like a USB port in his arm or something? Look.
No, whatever he said.